here so you can see what's going on. Okay, so regardless of what position you play, regardless of how the arm path is most efficient for that position that you may be playing, or the body position you may be in when you need to make a throw, regardless of what that is or how it needs to move, we need to think about our arm, once it does start moving to make a throw, it being continuous movement that flows with our body, and the arm moves faster once it's in motion. So if we just watch your video again and just watch your throwing arm here, okay? From this point here, let's just watch the tempo of which it moves and see if we can see a difference in the speed of which it's moving at. So let's take this back and notice that the ball gets up above your elbow very quickly. It's almost one of the first things your hand is doing, your arm is doing, once that ball is out of the glove, is you're taking your hand and you're just pulling it backwards, back behind your back. Back behind your back, and as you're doing that, obviously your glove is separating out, so our elbows want to be moving in a similar pattern, mirroring one another. So as this glove elbow begins to go out, this elbow is going to want to also go out. But if this hand going back behind you at this point is putting the rest of our arm in a particular position so that when the elbows do spread apart, that's going to take the hand up above the elbow right here. Elbow separating, and we get that hand above. Elbow separating, we get that hand above. Once this hand gets above the elbow, it's time for it to then to start to lay back into external rotation. And the only reason it lays back into external rotation is because our shoulders have rotated to the plate. And it's that shoulder rotation that causes this arm to lay back into external rotation. You are taking your hand and getting your arm into external rotation position early, which now is going to force it to go way back behind you because it's up here too early and it's got nowhere to go. So when we get into our scap load, think about your spine, your shoulder blades pinching together with these elbows getting closer to one another, elbows getting closer to one another behind your back. That's our scap load. Because your hand was so quick to get up here, as we get in this scap load, it's raising the hand closer to the ear and higher up here. When in reality, when we're going through this scap load, we want to think this ball is like even with our elbow, so that our forearm, the underside of our forearm, would be facing the ground, parallel with the ground. Okay? Now that's up here early, you have no way to get this arm to start accelerating except for to have this glove side just peel out and spin. Look where that stride went. It goes out, foot gets down, nothing has rotated. Now we just got to spin to try to get that arm to lay back. Okay? And which way are we actually rotating right now? Your upper body, your elbow is being flung out towards us as your lower body swivels out towards first. So we got your body going in different directions here, which is going to cause for a lot of inconsistencies at release. And now your arm slot, because of how quickly this got up here, and now the rotation is getting that arm to come around at a later timing. Our arm slot is way lower than what it should be, especially if you're categorizing yourself as a catcher. Okay, so we are going to look at a bunch of different videos here of different angles of guys' arm paths to be able to compare them with what we're seeing you getting into here. So we take Carlos Frias here. Just let you watch him go through his delivery here. Look how high this leg lift is. We need to get your leg up higher. Notice that he's not hunching over like you are. You're tall here. You're looking on the ground. What do we need to look at the ground for? If you look at the ground, where's your body going to go? It's where your eyes are. So now where's your body going? Down. We need to be at our target. But no, you're going down. Now you're hunched over. Not hunched over. Tall and ready to go. Let him keep going. We're going to see ball falls out of the glove right there. We can see that. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Okay. We can see that ball right there. It's just now coming out. And look how it's coming out. Shoulder to elbow. And that ball is next to his hip. Where's your ball already at? Back behind the rubber. You're already opening your forearm up. You're extending your hand back towards second base already. So you're getting your hand 3 inches closer to being ready to throw when it's needing to get itself cocked, locked, and loaded, and then ready to throw. Okay? So let's watch as this ball falls out of his glove. It's a short fall. And then, boom. When's the shoulders coming together? That scap load. Watch the shoulders come together. Or I'm sorry, the elbows rather. Elbows come together. Scap load. Elbows come together. Boom. Elbows come together. And where's that ball at? It's beneath the elbow, beneath the elbow, beneath the elbow until he completes that scap load right here. And now that forearm is more or less parallel with the ground, underside facing down. We go back to yours here. And when we see, again, your scap load, these elbows coming together, look where that ball's at already. It's already way up there, just begging to be thrown, but your body hasn't even begun to do anything yet. And you're already just wanting to throw. Okay? Ball falls out. Elbows coming together. Elbows coming together. Elbows coming together. Scap load. Scap load. Scap load. Ball falls out, but look where it's falling out. Back. Look at your fingers here. You don't even have your fingers on the baseball, dude. We got to have our fingers on the baseball. We need our fingertips to be the last thing that comes off that ball. If your fingertips aren't on it, it's never going to come off. It's just going to roll off it instead of forcing it off, forcing it out, instead of just rolling out. Okay? But your hand is going straight back. It needs to just fall out of the glove, out of the glove, out of the glove. He always is keeping a bend in this back elbow, so his arm is compact and short. It's compact and short. It's compact and short. Scap load, scap load, scap load. Now let's look where he gets into front foot strike. Front foot strike is when this foot hits the ground for the first time. So that would be right here. Foot's in the ground. Look what the hip is driven away from the rubber. Big toe is pushing and getting away from that rubber at the last possible moment. Kneecap turned over. Hips fired. Belt buckles to the target. This is all in line with the target. We get you into your scap load here. You can see everything's doing that. And then now we're, boom, your foot's in the ground right here. Now this is your foot strike versus this. Look at all this energy and power going towards the target. And you got nothing here. You're in your way. Now watch what your front foot's going to have to do. Swivel out. Front knee. Swivel out. And this is where all the power should be coming from, in the lower body. But it's not applied to the throw because it's going around because the shoulders are forcing it around. forcing it around. And because it's forcing it around, your shoulders take the path of least resistance. And that's just to let the arm swing out to the side instead of accelerate it up and around, up and down and through. Okay, let's take a different guy. And we'll go with this one. With Lionel Campos. Okay. So we see the ball is out of the glove. So we'll slide this back here and get you again. Where's his ball coming out of the glove? Straight down, straight down, straight down. Where's yours coming out? Straight back, straight back, straight back. Also, as he's raising his leg up, he's not hunching over. He's tall, 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 tall. Tall, 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 tall. What are you? Looking down and then hunching. He's driving to the target, going to the target, going to the target, going to the target. Legs on an angle, hips out in front, leading with the hip, down the mound, to the target, okay? But ball falls out. Watch the elbows go together, scap load. Scap load. Scap load. You get to yours and scap load's here. Scap load's here. Look at the difference between the elbow to the wrist and hand versus elbow and wrist to the hand. Boom, 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 boom. Versus boom, 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 boom. Okay? Get him into foot strike. Same thing, belt buckle to the target. This is straight in line, driving through the big toe. We get you into foot strike right there, and we can see that nothing in the lower body has happened. There's everything here. So now all of this drive to the target and the rotation with the lower body gets sent up to the upper body, and now it's just the upper body rotating and getting out in front on its own with all that power from the lower body helping it. Versus you being stuck here, now the upper body having to rotate the lower body, and we just spin and fling that ball out to the side. Look at another one. So ball falls out of the glove, falls straight down out of the glove. Ball falls out of the glove, okay? And look where it's at, down here. Look where yours is at, way back here, okay? Now we continue this out and we get into those elbows, get in that scap load right here. Scap load, scap load, scap load. And again, there's that forearm versus yours, scap load, scap load, scap load. All right, and then we get him into foot strike right here. Belt buckle to the target, back foot driving through the big toe, kneecap, waist, good shin position, straight to the target. So that way, that all that lower body drive to the target, lower body rotation, gets shot up to the upper body to use to make this rotate faster than it can on its own, and definitely faster than having to rotate the lower body, specifically this entire back leg, this dead weight now, driving or dragging it along as this front shoulder or this back shoulder tries to go. It can't, so the front shoulder's got to do it and peel out, and just try to get that ball out in front of you versus just letting the upper body just unload and get released and just get out in front and continue the rotational process. Look at another guy here. All right, ball's going to fall out. And it's up. Scap load. Scap load. Scap load. Efficiently out. And getting out in front as he's doing that. All right, watch the lower body and how much energy is going through that rotation and that backside to get those lower body parts moving. All right, ball is falling out of the glove. We get scap load going right here. Scap load. Scap load. Scap load. And then front foot strike, right, a little too fast. Right there. Driven through the big toe, shin, belt buckle, front side. Everything is nice and closed off still here. So then it's just the upper body rotating to get out in front and finish rotation. All right, see that arm is just down, scap load, scap load, scap load, scap load, and throw. From a different angle, ball just falls straight down out of the glove. Scap load, scap load, scap load, scap load. Front foot strike. Everything that's fired in that lower body. And then it's just the upper body. All right, ball is just going to fall out of the glove, fall out of the glove, fall out of the glove, and then we get scap load, scap load, scap load, scap load, front foot strike. Everything in the lower body has fired. Upper body is still closed off. Now we've just now gotten to this point, so it's just upper half releasing power. Okay, everything that his lower body does up to this point right here, everything he's done up to this point here is the reason that his upper body can move that fast. If he doesn't move his lower body the way he does, once he gets here, if this was not as explosive and as well timed, his upper body could not move like that. Okay, getting to see it from here. Ball falls out, scap load, and then good finish. And just watch the glove here, okay? Notice how long he sticks it there for. We gotta start understanding that glove needs to stick when we throw. Sticking it there. So that way the shoulders can come through a clean finish. We can see, look at your glove. It gets here. And see how it's moving? It's moving. You're not able to send this power out efficiently because you're losing it in this glove because you're not sticking it. And then it's swinging you everywhere. All right, we got to control that glove. Ball falls out of the glove. Scap load, scap load, scap load. Get into front foot strike right there. We can see belts fired. Backside there, everything's looking the same. This is still closed off. The hand just now popped up. Why? Because now it's time to throw the baseball. So we gotta clean up that arm path big time. And then there's a ton of stuff we got to clean up with the lower half, but we can't clean up that lower half until we have the timing that we need to have repeatable up top, and then we can start messing with down low.